Hey guys, Darrell Addison, torpedopot.com. We make self-growing planters. These planters will grow your food for you without you having to be there. Last year we put chive seeds in this planter. Well, and it's been growing ever since then. The wintertime came around, 0 degrees, nothing happened. I cut them all down, and now they're starting to bounce back. Some of them didn't survive because the plot, as you take a look at from last year, was full of nothing but chives. So I might have to resprinkle chive seeds back into this planter. The strategy of repopulating the seeds in your self-growing planter is that once you get to a situation where you find out your food is coming back the next year and you really want to plant more seeds to thicken it up, wait till you get to a substantial size like this right here and just simply slowly add more soil to lift up your base. You don't want to, you can do it at the beginning of the season also, but because of these chives are pretty much exposed during the season, I don't want to really cover them up. For some plants, as you cover them up, it can be really a negative situation. What I want you to do today is that I want to pick some breakfast. Now, when you're going to the store and you're purchasing your food, you might come back with a bag of food, a shopping cart full of food or whatever. But with Torpedo Pot, I don't go and buy peppers from the supermarket. I grow them myself. I don't go and buy chives from the supermarket. I grow them myself. I don't need to go to the supermarket for these things. So when I'm going out there for breakfast this morning, because I have a Torpedo Pot that grows my food for me, that grows my chives for me with no human intervention, I come out and eat what I want. I'm gonna go get some collard greens later on too. I have some collard greens over there, I got my eye on. But what I do when I want to, these chives, I simply just go and I cut them down to size. Take all the leaves out of them, or whatever leaf might be inside of them, and basically I bundle them and I cut them up. And this is going to make a delicious meal. Now, I know for a lot of you, you don't have food at this time of the season. And that's why, wow, that's great. That's why I'm encouraging you to get a Torpedo Pot. You need to get a Torpedo Pot. You need to have food available at your doorstep around the clock. Let me take a step back when I say that. Because Torpedo Pot grows food so well and makes it available to you and your family, you need to have nutrition at your doorstep 24 hours a day. You need nutritious food. As people say, there's a lot of things you can throw in your mouth out there, but very few are nutritious. So I'm going to cut it down because guess what? These chives will grow back in about a week. This is not even the peak of their season. And the peak of their season, when they start growing back, is going to be truly amazing. But man, I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to have me a delicious breakfast this morning. Just cut them all down. I have an urge and need for it. I stored these up last year, so I have about, Torpedo Pot grew my chives last year. From this one planter, we have between 4 and 5 pounds of chives growing from this one planter. Imagine, 4 pounds of what I just cut. Why? Because when the chives start growing in the Torpedo Pot, they grow over. You cut them down, they grow back. You cut them down, they grow back. You cut them down, they grow back. And that's why we're able to achieve 4 to 5 pounds out of one 16-inch planter. It's amazing, isn't it? I'm not gonna cut it all the way down, just enough for me to have a nice breakfast. What I do is that I walk by all the time and I eat my chives. I like to have it. Natural occurring food is my theme. I love natural occurring food. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna just throw them in my, my breakfast with the other vegetables and things that I have. And guess what? It's going to provide me with health and nutrition. And I'm not worried about it. That with the peppers, I got peppers that I'm cooking there also. I might pull up some old celery that I have in the freezer that I grew last year. And I'm good to go, I'm happy. So even though I have food that I've stored in my freezer for a long period of since last year, last season, I've got fresh food that's coming. We got chives that are growing. We got, in this case, we have radish that are growing. We have spinach that's growing. We have kale that's growing. We have all the planters are kicking off right now. This beautiful day that we have, all of these things are kicking off. I'm going to show you as we do another video, the seeds are starting to germinate. You can see the little buds coming out of them. So no, we know we're going to have a bountiful season. Torpedo Pot grows your food with no human intervention. All you do is drop your seeds in, cut the planter on, and you see what's happening this time of year. I want you to understand what a reality that is. Understand, this is a reality check. I'm coming outside and I'm eating my food instead of going to the supermarket. Not only that, but you see those planters behind me? They look good, don't they? We're about to grow over 3,000 to 5,000 tomatoes. I want to hit at least 5,000 tomatoes this year. Maybe various sizes, whatever. But one thing we do know, we grew last year and the year before that, where we've hit well over thousands of tomatoes. So we know it can be done in a Torpedo Pot because we did it already. Darryl Addison, torpedopot.com. Purchase this Torpedo Pot. You will not regret it. Not only will you have immediate health, but you have access to food like you've never had before. And you don't have to go far to get it, and it doesn't cost you anything. I don't know what chives cost in the open marketplace, and I don't mean hydroponic chives, where you add nutrients to water and cause it to grow. I mean natural food. Food that's wholesome. Food that you know will benefit you and your body. Natural, wholesome food, and that's what you want. You want natural food. You want all of the pharmacological properties inside of this planter to be inside of your body. And that's why you don't need to go running around for all this nutrition because you have it right at your doorstep. Darryl Addison, torpedopot.com. Darryl Addison, torpedopot.com. Talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye.